Are you unhappy with government? Are you sad about the situation of things in the country and you want to ventilate your anger? In this video, I'll be sharing with you how to protest and get result. How to protest and get result. So this video is basically about how to protest without getting hurt and get result. So you will protest if you want to, and you won't get hurt, and you would also get result. This video is divided into two parts. The first part, I'll be sharing with you 14 points about how to physically participate in protest safely. 14 points about how to physically participate in protest safely. And I'll also be sharing with you in the second part 13 other ways to protest. 13 other ways to protest. A lot of people don't know that you can actually protest in different ways. They think that you can only protest when you carry placard and you go to the street. But no, there are other ways to protest. Now, protest. What is protest? You protest basically when you want to vent your grievance against government policies. When you are angry with the actions that government is taking. You protest when you want to get something from government. Protest is an expression. You protest when you want to get something from government, and you also protest when government is not doing what it is supposed to do. When government is not doing what it is supposed to do, you protest to call government to order, to make government to listen. But you know that government is stronger than you. So if you want to get something from someone that is stronger than you, if you want to get something from an institution or organization that is stronger than you, you have to be very, very technical. You have to be very tactical. You have to be very strategic. And that is the essence of this video, whereby I'll be sharing with you now 14 ways to physically participate in protest safely without getting hurt. Now, when you decide that you want to go to protest, well, when you find yourself in a protest, the first thing is make sure that you are not at the front, you are not at the back, you are not by the right, you are not by the left. Where are you supposed to be? In the middle. Make sure you are always in the middle, so that when, God forbid, bullet is flying, before it hits you, definitely, you would have been shielded by a number of people. So if stone is coming at the back, before it hits you, you would have been shielded by a number of people. So even if they are bringing cutlass, if hoodlums or thugs are invading the place, definitely you would have been, form a human shield. You would have formed a human shield around yourself. That is the essence of making sure that when you go to protest, you stay in the middle. Don't stay at the front, don't stay at the back, don't stay at the left, don't stay at the right. Stay in the middle. Then if you decide to go to protest, like the coming endbadgovernance protest, if you so decide to go, don't go alone. What did I say? Don't go alone. Don't go to the protest alone. Go with one friend at least. Go with a friend at least to the protest. Go with just one friend at least. That is at least. You can go in groups. You can go in a group of 3, a group of 4, a group of 5, a group of 6, a group of 10. But make sure that you don't go to such a protest alone. Go with someone. Now, the third thing on how to physically participate in protest safely is let someone know that you are going to the protest. Let someone know that you are going to the protest. Don't just, put on your clothes and just go out to the protest. No, inform friends, inform family. At least let one person know, so that in case of incasity, that person can raise the alarm if you did not return timely, so that your friends and family can know where to trace you and how to track you. So don't ever leave home and say you are going for a protest. Let someone know that you are going for a protest. And most importantly, when you get to a protest, don't carry Tinubu must go placard. No, don't carry Tinubu must go placard. Instead, express your desire in a very good way. You can express it in a placard, but don't carry Tinubu must go. And I will explain to you, because I am a political scientist. My name is Dr. Omoshola Deji, a political scientist by training. So I'm speaking from an informed perspective. You see, in a democracy, when you pass through an election. When an election is being conducted, that means that you are giving birth to a government. If you are aggrieved with that election, you go to the tribunal and all the way to the Supreme Court. And once the Supreme Court delivers a judgment, that government is now a living being that will eventually die after 4 years when that tenure is over. So what that implies is that just as in human life, you have the opportunity to give birth to a child, but once that child begins to live, begins to exist, you don't have the right to kill that child. In the same vein, in a democracy, when an election has been conducted and you are not satisfied and you go to the tribunal and the court says that the election is valid, that government is a living being. You cannot do anything to tamper with that government until the tenure expires. So if you are carrying a placard of Tinubu must go, or we must bring down this government, that means that you are putting yourself in trouble and you may be charged for treason because you don't have such power to bring down the government. And it is constitutionally allowed for government to go all out against whoever wants to bring it down. No government will sit and watch his government, no president will sit and watch his government to be interrupted anyway. So don't carry Tinubu must go placard, don't carry inscriptions against the president. No, don't carry inscriptions that would indicate that you are trying to bring down the government. This is very important. If you do that, you'll be running foul of the law. Instead, let your placard express your desire. You can say, oh, I'm buying rice for 100 naira before, now I'm buying it for 500 naira. Which way, Nigeria? Bread 500 before, now 15. Which way, Nigeria? In other words, you are expressing yourself explicitly without giving an impression that you want to bring down the government. Another thing is, write the then and now price of goods in a placard. It's better than trying to express that you want to bring down the government. That is point number 5. Write the then and now price of goods in the placard so that anybody participating in the protest or watching the protest online will know why you are embarking on a protest. I don't have a job, unemployment figures, inflation figures. Let this be in the placard. Don't write in the placard that Tinubu must go, Tinubu must die, this government must, must fall. No. Now, the number 6 is, don't be uncalled. Protest with sanity. Protest with sanity. Remember, we are discussing how to physically participate in protest safely. Don't be uncalled. Protest with sanity. Don't start abusing people. No, don't start abusing people in government, like you saying, oh, Tinubu Oloshi, Shetima Olori Buruku. No, don't do that. Don't do that, so that your voice can be heard, because you are protesting to these people and you are calling them Oloshi, you are calling them Were, you are calling them Olori Buruku. Is it an Oloshi that you want to you want an Oloshi to listen to you? You want an Olori Buruku to listen to you? And there's power in the tongue. If they eventually turn to Oloshi, turn to Olori Buruku, turn to Were, you will be the one to bear the consequence, because so far as Tinubu is a living being and he is Elaneti, he will be the president in 2027. So what I can advise, everybody knows that the country is hard. Everybody is unhappy with the government. I'm not happy with the government. But I am telling you from the professional perspective that when you go to a protest with sanity. Don't start using abusive words, and start insulting everybody. This will not help you. This will derail the protest. And you know that by professionalism, the armed forces, whether the police, whether the military or other agencies, are loyal to the president. That is the calling of their occupation. The president is their commander-in-chief. So how do you expect that a policeman or policemen will stand and you'll be calling their commander-in-chief, Oloshi, Olori Buruku, Were, and all that? No, that will trigger them to want to kind of like act against you. Then Point number 7, if you want to go to a protest, make sure you hold an extra cloth aside the protest uniform. Now, this is very important. Make sure you hold an extra cloth outside the protest uniform. If the protest you are participating in, if they have a particular uniform, make sure that you hold another cloth. For example, if you are going to a protest, you can put on it. Most protest uniform are always like this. My t-shirt. This is how most protest uniform are always like. Now you can put on a shirt on top. You can put on a shirt, a long sleeve shirt, put it on top, so that if there is any need for you to dissociate yourself from the protest, you can quickly pull this off and just put on back your long sleeve t-shirt, or you can just button up, so it has covered your identity as a partaker of the protest. So whenever you are going to a protest, please make sure, very important, that it is not only the uniform of the protest that you have with you or that you are putting on. You have an extra cloth with you aside the protest uniform. Another point number 8, is try not to stand out through your outfit. Now, when you go to a protest, try not to stand out through your outfit. What do I mean by that? Don't wear yellow shoe. You are going to a protest, you are wearing yellow shoe. No, you are wearing red shoe. Don't do that, because if you do that, you are easily identifiable. They'll just, that guy wearing yellow shoe, that guy wearing red shoe, that guy wearing green shoe. So when you are going to a protest, dress in such a way that you don't stand out. So wear black shoe, or white shoe, or white and black shoe, or sneakers or trainers or something. Don't wear odd colors that will stand you out. You can easily be pinpointed out of the crowd. Then wear face cap. Wear face cap if your hair is tinted. If you have all these, golden hair, purple hair, and you are going to a protest, make sure, please, that you wear face cap. Make sure you wear face cap if your hair is tinted, so that you don't stand out through your look. That is very important. Now, point number 9, don't forget, I'm discussing how to physically participate in protests safely, and I am going to give you 14 points before I go to 13 other ways to participate in the 13 other ways to protest. So I'll be giving you in total 27 points. 27 points from an expert informed perspective as a political scientist. Now we are in number 9. Number 9 is wear the right clothes. Wear the right clothes. When you are going to a protest, make sure you wear the right clothes. Please, this is very important. Wear the right clothes. Wear the right clothes. Don't wear miniskirt. Don't wear agbada. You are going to a protest and you are wearing miniskirt. If there's any reason for you to jump, can you jump with miniskirt? If there's any reason for you to run, can you run with miniskirt? Can you run with agbada? No, you cannot. Now, another point is please respect law enforcement officers. This can be overemphasized. Respect law enforcement officers. Don't chant abusive anti-police songs. Don't chant abusive anti-police songs, because you know that policemen, they are like you. Come closer, a bit more closer. Let me tell you the truth. Policemen are human beings like you. The pain you are going through in this economy, they are going through it as well. The displeasure you have, they have it as well. But you know their pain. Their pain is that by virtue of their profession, they obey commands. They can't come out and protest. They can't join protests. So when you embark on a protest, when you are protesting, should I tell you the truth? Some of them like what you are doing. Some of them are in support of it. Some of them want that change that you want in the society. So if some of them, they like what you are doing, if they themselves, they want a change because they go to the same market that you go to, they are paying high cost of, they are paying high price in school fees for their children. They don't have electricity in their homes too. They are applying those bad rules that you are applying. So policemen are human beings. Don't see them as maybe they are one ghost. No, they are human beings. They pass through what you pass through every day. But the problem is, by virtue of their occupation, they cannot protest or join protest. So when you are a civilian, if you are doing it, the police and army, some of them are always happy about it. So don't chant abusive anti-police songs. When somebody is happy about what you are doing and you are in front of the person, you are now chanting abusive anti-police song, definitely you are pushing such people into negative action. You are pushing them into negative action. So see police as your friend when you go to a protest. Don't chant anti-abusive police song. And let me tell you the truth, there's something being friendly does to police officers. When you are friendly with them, you will tame the police that have been sent to do bad job. For example, if one top government official or the president send them that they should forcefully disperse the protesters, when you are friendly with them, you will be able to tame them. But when you see them as your enemy and you are being confrontational, you will spring them into action, and that at the end of the day may not augur well for you. So take note of that. Respect law enforcement officers, respect law enforcement agencies, both the officers and the rank and files whenever you go for a protest. That is very important. Now, point number 10, make a short video or post a picture of you at the protest ground on social media. This is very important. Make a short video or post a picture of yourself at the protest ground on social media. And if there is an opportunity for you, you can make short live videos. Don't make live videos and be carried away. No, let your live video, you can make short live video, but a picture of yourself at the protest ground is very essential, because now you are over there, but the social media itself is a community on its own. So if you post pictures and video on social media, people are going to share it and it's going to go viral. So that means that people that cannot physically participate in protests will contribute by sharing the message. This is very important. So that is point number 10, that make a short video or post a pic of yourself at the protest ground on social media. Now, number 11, that is very important. Don't forget, I'm still sharing how to physically participate in protests safely. Now, point number 11 is stay vigilant. Stay vigilant. This is very important. Stay vigilant. And I'll give you an example. When cameras were being uninstalled during NSAS protests, if the people there are vigilant, that is enough sign to tell you that something bad is about to happen. When the lights were being pulled on, were being pulled off, that is a signal that something bad is about to happen. So always stay vigilant. When you are in a protest ground, be observant, stay vigilant. I repeat, stay vigilant. Very, very important. Stay vigilant. Another point is, please, when you are in a protest ground, this is point number 12, be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper. This is very important. Be your brother's keeper. If there is a need to run, please don't march on the head of your fellow protesters just because you want to escape. This is very important. Don't lose the human side of you. When you have 3 bottles of water and you see somebody by your side and that person is very, very thirsty, please, this is very, very, very important. Try and share. Give that person a bottle of water. Be your brother's keeper. Now, the frontliners of the protest, when the going gets tough, the tough gets go. So when the protest heats up, please don't run away and leave them there. When you run away and leave them there, you are weakening their strength. You are weakening their courage. In other words, be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper. Don't think only about yourself. Think about others. Be your brother's keeper. Now, another point that is very important to me is point number 13. Don't loot and resist looting. Again, I repeat, don't loot and resist looting. You are fighting for a better society. Now, you want to make life better for you. Now, your fellow man that is also struggling, then you go and loot his shop. Then you go and loot his goods. No, don't loot and resist looting. In other words, if you are not looting, you are still obligated, if you are a participant in a protest, to resist looting. When you see your fellow protesters that wants to loot, resist it. Please make sure that the protest doesn't turn into an avenue for any protester to collect somebody's phone, snatch somebody's phone, loot somebody's shop. This is very important. That person is also struggling like you. So you cannot put your fellow brother that is struggling in perpetual pain, poverty, and penury. This is very important. Don't loot and don't support looting. Now, the final point, which is number 14, in how to physically participate in protest safely. Now, the final point, which is number 14, before I go to 13 other ways to protest, is make sure that you get a lawyer. Make sure that you inform a lawyer. That means that if you are going to a protest and you are being arrested or something, you need the service of a lawyer to keep the police in check. So your lawyer can be able to go to the police station or where you are being detained to advocate for your release. So if you have a lawyer, if you are going for a protest, try and put your lawyer on standby. Try and put your lawyer on standby. Now, 13 other ways to protest. 13 other ways to protest. You need to listen to this. 13 other ways that you can protest. Now, most people, like I said earlier, thinks that if you want to protest, you just have to go to the protest ground. You need to bring up placards. But there are other ways you can protest. So I am going to tell you, as a political scientist, 13 other ways to protest. 13 other ways to protest. Number one, you see, the social media is a community on its own. The social media is a community that you can utilize. So one of the other ways you can protest without being physically present and your impact will be felt is to post the suffering and lack of amenities in your community on social media. This is very important. You would recall, or you would have come across it on social media, that when schools that don't have furnitures are being posted on social media, you see that government will already go and fix that school. That is the impact of social media. When a bad road is repeatedly being posted on social media, the governor will be ashamed and will quickly go and fix that particular road. So, and one of the ways you can protest, other ways to protest, number one is post the suffering and lack of amenities in your community on social media, and do it without hate speech. I must emphasize, do it without hate speech. Just post what is happening in your community, the lack, things that you are lacking in your community, the lack of amenities, the sufferings in your community. Post it on social media. Plead with your friends on social media to please help you share. Immediately that thing goes viral, you can be rest assured that it will be fixed, because government will be embarrassed. Now, other ways to protest. Number two, other ways to protest. Use your handwork or skill to protest. Use your handwork or skills to protest. What am I trying to say? I'll back it up with examples. If you are an artist, if you sing, use your skill to protest. Let the situation of the country reflect in your song. Don't just sing about, booty, women, weed, wine, all those things. No. Preach the situation of the country in your song. By so doing, you are protesting via other means, and that track will eventually go viral. So use your handwork, use your skill to protest. For example, if you are a printer, you can put it in, on your clothes, like the price of things in the country, like a then and now. Like you can say bread, then 250, now 15. Which way Nigeria? You are protesting. If you put it at the back of your shirt too, rice, then maybe in 2020, 1,000 naira. Now, or you say 2024, 5,000 naira. Which way Nigeria, do you know that if you are walking on the street, there are people that will take picture of you wearing that clothes? You have not abused the government. You have not run foul of the law. You are using your skill to protest as a printer by printing it on your t-shirt. And you know that people will take picture of you, and that picture, they will post it on social media. So you are protesting with your skill. You are protesting with your handwork. This is very important. Use your skill to protest. Those are the other ways to protest. Now, number 3, other ways to protest. Number 3, galvanize and convince your personal community. Galvanize and convince your personal community. What do I mean by your personal community? Your friends and family, they are your personal community. The school you attend, your classmates, they are your personal community. Your fellow congregation in church are your personal community. In the home you live, your neighbors are your personal community. So galvanize them. Convince your personal community about the situation of things in the country. So it is not until you come out and protest physically. Other ways to protest is to galvanize your community. Orientate them. Tell them what inflation is. Tell them what devaluation of the naira is. Tell them what fuel subsidy removal is. Educate them about the actions and policies of government. Galvanize and convince your personal community. That is very important. Number 4 on other ways to protest is engage the virtual community. Make sure that you engage the virtual community. For example, the use of hashtags. Hashtags is very important. So if there is an hashtag condemning the hardship in the society, if you too decide to use those hashtags, definitely you are doing the Nigerian populace a whole lot of good. So engage the virtual community. For example, if there's an hashtag, let's say no presidential jet, no purchase of presidential jet, that hashtag, if everybody begin to use that hashtag, definitely government will see that, majority of Nigerians do not want this presidential jet to be bought, and government may rethink its decision. So other ways to protect is for you to engage the virtual community, for instance through the use of hashtags. Now number 5 on other ways to protect, I'm still going to 13 points. So I'm still on number 5 at the moment. You see, write international NGOs and organizations about the plight in your community. Write them, attach pics and video. Write Amnesty International, organizations like that, global NGOs. Write them, and when you write them, make sure you attach pics and video of what you are trying to raise their awareness about. Now, if these global NGOs and organization buys into your idea, they know how to publicize it in such a way that Nigerian government will feel concerned. Now, when there is military brutality, when they are tackling terrorism and civilians were being killed, look at the way Amnesty International, for instance, usually come out to criticize the government for human rights abuse. So this is very important. If you deploy these means, you can safely participate in protest without being present. Right, you can write personally, you can write in groups, and I can tell you that unlike our organizations here, if you write these international NGOs and organizations and you back your argument up with strong claims, they are going to listen to you and they are going to engage the Nigerian government. Now I move to number 6 of other ways to protest. Other ways to protest. Now, number 6, write World Bank stating your displeasure to illegal loans. That is a way to protest. If government keeps collecting loan like the way it was done during the Buhari regime, don't think that you are a tiny voice. No. If you go to World Bank and you get one of their credible email, they would respond to you. You can write them as an individual or as a group. Make sure that your argument is very logical. You can write, stating why they shouldn't be granting Nigerian government unreasonable loans. If you do that as a private citizen, you are protesting. But nobody is seeing you. You are definitely protesting, and your protest will have great and positive impact. Don't be feared to write all these international organizations because they listens. And the truth is that I usually tell people that sometimes it is very easy for you to see Joe Biden. If you have a genuine reason to see Joe Biden, go to White House website, write an email, you will receive a response. And if it is worth it, you will see Joe Biden. Can we see our president in that manner? No. So engaging the international community is a way you can protest. Don't be shy. You can write as an individual and you can write as a group. Now I move to number 7 of other ways to protect. Meet your political leaders. Don't give up on them. Meet them. You can meet them in group or as an individual, but it is best if you go in group. Meet your political leaders, your senator, your House of Rep member, your State House of Assembly member. Meet them. Meet your political leaders. This is very important. Make sure you arrange for a meeting with them. And if you want them to listen, I will give you a clue. When you meet your political leader, don't ask for money. Don't ask for money. And to tell you the truth, even if you are giving money, don't take it. Don't take it. Just state your grievance. When you do that, you stand out. You stand out because most politicians, one of the reasons why they don't perform is that the financial burden of them is too much. Everybody wants to collect money from them. You are doing marriage. The politician did not send you to marry. You are writing your senator to support you that you want to get married. What is his business with you getting married? So people make some illogical, unreasonable demands from these politicians. So they rate everybody as the same. If you are opportune to meet any of these politicians, please state your grievance, state your demand. Don't ask for money, and if you are given, don't take. You see that politician will take you serious, and that money that you could have shared, then definitely you will use it to meet that your need. So try and meet your political leaders as well. Don't give up, but make sure you go in groups and you are disciplined. Don't ask for money, and even if you are given, don't take it. Now I move to number 8, which is don't wave. Don't get anxious when you see politicians. You see, something as simple as that, it sends shiver down the spine of these politicians. If you see a politician now, and imagine a popular politician is walking on the street, or comes down from his luxury vehicle and nobody is waving, nobody is hailing him or her, the politician will feel jittery that, it seems people are not really liking me the way they should. The politician will start thinking of what he can do, which will be to increase his performance to his constituency. Imagine if Sanwo-Olu or Dapo Abiodun comes to your community and you didn't wave, you didn't get anxious, everybody is just acting normal. That alone is a form of protest, because the governor will go back home and think that it seems I'm not performing in this community. He will give attention to that community. He will look into the plight of that community. He will give focus to that community. So number 8 again is don't wave. Don't get anxious unnecessarily when you see politicians. Number 9 in my list of other ways to protest and get result, is please educate your parents. Tell your parents not to participate in all this, political Ankara wearing ceremony. The governor repair a road, they will now give your parent Ankara and 1,000 naira to go and stand in the hot sun and be dancing and be singing, and the governor or president will just come out from his vehicle and just give them 3 seconds attention or a wave of hand. When these people come down, they see mammoth crowd in Ankara singing and dancing, they will feel that, they are the best thing that have ever happened to that constituency. So one of the other ways to protest, which is my number 9, is to educate your parent. Educate your parent not to go and be collecting all these, political inspired Ankara and be dancing in the, in the hot sun or in the hot rain because they are waiting for a politician. Now, number 10, political participation. Political participation. As strange as it may sound to you, you see, one of the ways to protest is to participate in politics. I can tell you that as a political scientist, one of the ways to protest is to participate in politics. Participate in politics. Attend ward meetings with your family and friends. When people that are not after money, and don't forget that politics is a game of number. Democracy is a game of number. So when people with genuine intentions, when they attend ward meetings and all that, definitely the voice of people that really wants a developed society, that really wants 2 things done, will overwhelm the voice of those that don't want it done. So political participation is very important. Register to vote. During election day, vote. If you don't vote, you are giving them opportunity to rig the election. You are making it easy for them to rig the election. Vote and stand by your vote. Political participation is a very strategic way to protest. Another way to protest is at political meeting in your community. Please reject all this demeaning palliative. Reject it. When they bring, 2 derika of rice to your community for everybody to share, let the community reject it. If the community rejects it, it sends a strong message to the governor. It sends a strong message to the president that this is not what the community needs. This is not what the people need. So don't jump at these 2 cups of rice, 1 cup of rice that you will cook. And at the end of the day, it won't even satisfy you. Because if you sell your integrity because of 2 cups of rice, are you not going to buy gas to cook it? Are you not going to buy Maggi, groundnut oil and other ingredients to cook it? So please, one of the other ways to protest without being physically active is, please reject all this demeaning palliative that government used to share all around. Now I go to number 12. Number 12, please, it is very important. And lest I forget, for number 11, where I talked about rejecting demeaning palliative, when you reject those palliative, request for what will benefit the entire community, which is a reduction in price of goods and services. Request for reduction in price of goods and services from the government. This will help. Imagine if government brings down school fees in the country. Imagine if government reduce electricity tariff. This will benefit everybody. So reject the meaning palliative, and on the alternative, please request for reduction in price of goods and services. Now I go straight to number 12. Number 12, support fresh poor candidates. Please support fresh poor candidates. Don't just go all about supporting all these, rich candidates, big political parties. No, when you support poor candidate, it's a way of protest. Give that poor candidate that won't give you money, but that has good ideas. Give that candidate what we call protest votes. Protest votes. Support fresh poor candidates. When you support fresh poor candidates, the political class will take you serious, and they will know that, oh, your vote is not for sale, which is my last point. In total, I have given you 27 points. 14 points on how to participate in protest safely, how to physically participate in protest safely. 13 points on other ways to protest and get results. Now, my last point is don't sell your vote. Please, don't sell your vote. Don't make politics transactional. If you make politics transactional, that politician, when he gets into office, is going to get his resources back. He's going to get his investment back. So don't make politics transactional. Don't sell your vote. That is very, very important. If you have learned anything from this video, please do me a favor, share. Let other people too learn. Don't be stingy with knowledge. Please share. And make sure you follow and you subscribe to my page, Polythink with Omoshola Deji, on Facebook and on YouTube. Polythink with Omoshola Deji. I remain my humble self, Dr. Omoshola Deji, a political scientist and public affairs analyst. In all you do, stay safe and God bless Nigeria.